Toby Keith was one of a kind.
Toby Keith was the soundtrack of my childhood.
And whether you ask Lainey Wilson,
There's nothing wrong with being fearless and being unapologetically yourself.
or Jason Aldean,
Just being not afraid to speak your mind, stand up for what you believe in.
they all have the same thing to say about the late, great Toby Keith. He was unapologetic, but there's one thing in particular that he was unapologetic about that his daughter Krystal brought up while accepting an honorary degree on his behalf from the University of Oklahoma, 3 months after he passed away after a brave fight against cancer. College speeches have been in the news of late, be it Duke students walking out on Jerry Seinfeld or this speech that shook Harvard.
Harvard, do you hear us?
But without undermining the issues with these speeches that have garnered major media and public attention, I believe not enough attention was given to an honest and important message that Toby's daughter Krystal shared with the students at the University of Oklahoma. Perhaps it didn't get the same attention from the media because it's not critical, it's not political, but it's still a message that should be heard by every American. Krystal started her speech by talking about the special bond that Keith had with the college football team, Oklahoma Sooners, a bond that was formed when Keith had not even hit his teens. He used to sell Cokes at the stadium to be able to see the games. Keith himself never went to college, but he did send his 3 kids to OU, and he used to take his kids to the bowl games, and he even broke his ankle once playing a celebrity alumni game there back in the 90s. Keith was known to be a patriot, and he passed this on to his kids as well. Krystal said in her speech that Toby always said, "Never apologize for being patriotic," and practiced what he preached through his work with the United Service Organizations. Toby's father lost an eye while serving the Army, and he felt it was his duty to do whatever he can as a musician, not just as an American citizen, but also the son of an Army man. Toby was affected greatly by September 11th attacks, and it prompted him to write the song Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. He performed the song multiple times, not just in America, but also on more than 200 trips he made for the USO, from Iraq to Afghanistan, starting 2002. While Keith only intended to boost the morale of the soldiers and entertain them, his openly patriotic stance led to a major feud with Dixie Chicks, and he faced heavy criticism from some sections of the media. The same happened years later when no musical artist was willing to perform at Donald Trump's inauguration as U.S. president. Keith saw it as his duty to serve the president or the Army, regardless of any political beliefs.
Thanks to Barack Obama for your service, and thanks for the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump. I salute you.
That's the value system he grew up with as his father taught his kids to respect veterans and be grateful for all the sacrifices they make for the nation. When some demanded an apology from him, this is what Keith had to say. "I don't apologize for performing for our country or military. I performed at events for previous presidents Bush and Obama and over 200 shows in Iraq and Afghanistan for the USO. If the President of the frickin' United States asks you to do something and you can go, you should go." Krystal Keith's speech reminded us all to never apologize for being patriotic, but unfortunately the message got lost somewhere in the middle of some other college speeches that became front-page headlines. What's your take on this? Let us know in comments, and please do hit the like and subscribe buttons before you go.